Copy. Stand by.
Alright, first thing up is the story. The story for this game actually seems interesting at first because it takes place right before Resident Evil 2 actually starts, and you actually play as Umbrella agents sent by Umbrella, of course the company that actually started the Resident Evil zombie outbreak in Raccoon City. You're actually sent by Umbrella to go and destroy any evidence linking them to the zombie outbreak that actually occurred at Raccoon City. So that's pretty much the story. You just go around destroying evidence, and destroying evidence, and destroying evidence. That's pretty much it. And through your adventure, you will meet some familiar faces in the Resident Evil universe, like, I'll give you spoilers, Leon S. Kennedy, Claire Redfield, Nikolai, just random people you'll come across in the story, which is kind of cool, but to be honest, that's the only highlight in the story. Everything else is just so bad and bland. I mean, the characters you play as are terrible. They're not likable at all. They have terrible dialogue. The story itself is very uninteresting. The places you'll go is uninteresting. And it's a very short story, too, which might be a good thing. It's only about 4 to 5 hours long. So, to be completely honest, I think the story is terrible. It just sucks ass. Let's go on to the sound. Now the sound. I'm going to keep this real short and say the voice acting is horrendous. There's no standouts. They're all bad. The sound design is bland. Everything sounds alike. Nothing sounds all that great. And the soundtrack is unmemorable because, I don't know, it's just not memorable. I can't remember a single song from this freaking game. So there you go. Done. Sound is not good. Let's go on to the graphics. Now the graphics. Probably the best part of the game so far, which really isn't saying much at all. The environments are well designed enough, but are all forgettable and repeated way too often. The character models look good, I would say, but they're also repeated a lot, and pretty much all your characters look exactly alike. They all wear like these freaking big black coats and stuff and masks, so really they're not even that appealing to look at. The zombies look good though, I will say that, but they are repeated way too many times, and some of the other characters you encounter from past RE games look good, even though some look much better in other games, like Leon, which is sad, Leon looks better in Resident Evil 4, a game that came out 8 years ago. But whatever. Some of the effects look good, especially the camo ability and some of the other abilities you get in the game, but others like the fire and the explosions look terrible. Overall, the graphics are a mixed bag, but still, it's the best department so far. Let's go on to the gameplay. Oh, wabba the gameplay. Have you ever played a third-person shooter before with a cover system? If you have, then you have played Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, which is a game so generic that I couldn't keep playing it for more than an hour at a time. The gunplay is just so unsatisfying, the guns don't feel good when shooting them, and when you shoot an enemy, you don't get that impact like you are actually shooting something. And that's my main complaint with a game that has a gun in it. If you don't feel like you're shooting something, then you already lost me. The gun selection is really uninspired, and you might as well be playing another Army of Two game. If you ever play one of those, might as well be just the same game. The main enemies you will be fighting throughout the short campaign will either be Spec Op agents or zombies. When you fight the Spec Op agents, it might as well just be a completely different game. But when you fight the zombies, it does get a little better. Mostly because you don't need to use the horrible cover system when fighting them. It's one of those automatic cover systems that magnetates you to any cover that is around. Sometimes when you need it the most, it just doesn't work at all, and before you can get to it, bam, you're dead. Game the fuck over. Now, another huge thing that is wrong with this game. This is a huge warning right here. If you are ever going to play this game, do not play single player, because the AI for your teammates is some of the worst I have ever seen. I mean, I don't even need to explain it. Just look at this. Pretty freaking bad, huh? Well, anyway, you know what? Let's talk about something good in the game. And the one good thing I have to say about the gameplay is the amount of unlockables you get in the game. Throughout the campaign or the multiplayer, whatever one you play, you will acquire XP. And this XP that you get, you can use as money. And you can buy a different set of abilities for your character or weapons to add to whatever character you pick. Some of these abilities are kind of cool, but in my opinion, they're still pretty useless. But it's still cool that you have the ability to go and get a bunch of abilities, I don't know, and different guns and stuff, and just mix and match. That's kind of cool. I do like that part. Now, thankfully, you don't only just get the single player in this game. Like I said before, I said don't play the single player. that must mean there must be multiplayer. There is multiplayer in this game. You can either play the competitive modes or the co-op campaign. Playing with people in the co-op campaign actually makes it better, only because you're playing with people that have a fucking brain. Problem is, it's very hard to find people that are on the exact same mission you are on in the campaign. I had to wait like 10 minutes on a matchmaking screen just to get one other player to join, but when they did, we owned that mission hard. Until someone else joined during the game, and for some reason it disconnected us all from the game. I don't know why. So the co-op definitely makes the single player much more less painful, I guess. I don't know. But the biggest part of this game, I would say, is the competitive multiplayer, which has 4 modes, 2 of which are standard team deathmatch and objective modes, while the other 2 are a little bit more unique. The other 2 are survivor mode and heroes mode. In survivor mode, you and 3 others will have to face off against 4 other players and keep killing each other until a helicopter appears. This helicopter can only hold 4 people though, so you'll have to rush to it before you get stranded. It's really cool mode, I really like it. And also, in every one of these modes, there will be zombies everywhere too. Besides just the people that want to kill you, you'll also have zombies that want to kill you, which is really cool. In Heroes mode, it's pretty much like Deathmatch, except you can start off either as a famous hero or villain from past RE games, so you could play as Leon or Nikolai or Ada Wong, which is really cool. The objective is to kill all 4 of the other team's heroes before they kill yours. That's a really fun mode, and I gotta say, it can be fun at times. The competitive multiplayer can really be fun at times, but there's one huge problem, and that would be the melee combat in the multiplayer. If someone comes up and attacks you with the melee, you are done. You might as well just throw your controller on the ground because they will kill you. You have no defense against it. You are screwed. You are done. And when this happens, not only are you screwed, but you're gonna get a freaking headache from looking at the camera just freaking convulse everywhere, because when you get attacked, for some reason the camera decides to go and freaking have a seizure and just shake everywhere. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to just wrap this up right here. This game is absolute trash. The multiplayer has its some kind of bright spots, I guess, but for the most part, the gameplay is terrible. The story is laughably bad. The sound is bad. Overall, the game is just bad. Slant 6, you screwed up. Don't make any more games because you obviously can't make a good one. So there you go. There's my review. It sucks. The end.